Hi everyone, second part of the simple tutorial. In this case we use cycles to render our product studio render, so let's begin. I don't want the cube and the lamp, so I delete it and create a new plane. Scale it up, just something like this. Apply the scale and simply extrude it out, bevel it, with a large amount of subdivision surface and shade smooth. After, I usually apply a solidify modifier and reset with auto smooth the normal of the plane. So the background is ready, and now I take Suzanne, that's our subject in this render, and I place it in the right place. So I move it up, rotate a bit, apply to it a subdivision surface with 2 levels of subdivisions, shade smooth, and move it to match the floor of the scene. Something like this could be great. I rotate it a bit on the z-axis, like this, because I want to create a nice picture, a dynamic nice picture. Now Ctrl Alt Numpad 0 to frame the camera in the right position. Let's make some fewer adjustments, set it to 90 degrees on the X, 0 on Y and 0 on Z. Set the focal length to 70 millimeters because I want a more orthogonal view than the 50 millimeters. Frame it up, move backward with GZZ. Activate composition guide thirds to frame in the right way the object. I think something like this works fine for me. Now it's time to set up the lights, so I wanna switch to the rendered mode. As you can see, I have a small amount of light by the default background. It's this grayish, dark grayish one, and I leave it as default, but I switch the render engine to cycles. Okay. For now I leave it on CPU, but you can switch to CPU if you want for a nice quicker results. I add on my scene an area light and move it up a bit, something like this. Rotate on the x-axis by 90 degrees, and in the top view I want to place it something like this and rotate it to face on my subject by 45 degrees. I think is the best. Now I want to increase the dimension of it to 2 meters, but it's depend on the size of your object. So if you have a smallest object, you have to reduce the amount of the lamp. Or if you want more crisp shadow, you have to also reduce the amount of the lamp to create this very detailed shadow. I want to soft it, so I take 2 meters lamp for now. I think maybe 50 or maybe try 75 watts on the intensity of it, and duplicate it and place on the other side of the object and rotate it by 90 degrees on the other side. This is my secondary light, so I want to place it something like this, rotate just a little bit more and reduce the power to 35 watts, sorry. Let's see how it's look like in render. It's quite nice for now, and now we have to add a lamp on the to illuminate the background, a fill lamp. So I create another area light, move it up, rotate on X to face on the backdrop, something like this. Increase the size to 3 meters, maybe in rectangle square, and I on the epsilon axis, the y-axis, sorry, by 2 meters. Maybe we can try with 6. Okay, this is the shape that I want in this case. And now simply increase the power of it to match the light of the scene. So maybe we can start with 100 watts and place it a bit further to the limbo. Move up a bit and see the results in camera. Okay, pretty nice. Maybe we can try to increase the power of it to 400. Maybe 300 works fine. And now I have to increase the power of the first light, this one. Do something like this. Too much. 200. And refine. Maybe we can try to move this light something like here. To create the correct lighting purpose that I want. Okay, we can make some other little adjustment to set up correctly these ugly parts. So maybe we can try to reduce a bit this one and move this light in the front more near here. And the secondary light, we can increase it to 75 watts and move it a bit closer to my scene. Something like this. Move the top lamp just a little bit lower. And near the studio. Maybe we can try to bring more studio in front of the camera, something like this, and see the results. Here we are. As you can see, we have created a very simple scene with a backdrop for render some products in Blender with the render engine cycles. We can also have to, I'm sorry, wrong button. We can also have to create a nice material for my studio. So I create a new material, reduce a bit the roughness, to create some reflection on top of it, something like this. And maybe we can try to add a new material on Suzanne to create something interesting for this very light tutorial. Maybe a reddish one color with a little bit more specularity and a little bit more roughness. There we go. For this tutorial it's everything. I put the results of my final render in the next frame of this video. So see you at the next tutorial. Bye.